Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Jordan's which is part of their family law series, and it's a very important book for people like myself who are family practitioners. It's called The International Family Law Practice by David Hodson, and this is the book here. It's now in a second edition. You can see the spine at the side. It's actually a long, big book. It runs to 1290 odd pages. That's the index. You've got an idea of what's in it. It's useful flowcharts, which I found very helpful. What you have got is, again, very useful standard text. These are actually the appendices at the back of the book. That's the Brussels one, for instance. It's looking at a huge amount of detail. But in the body of the book itself, you have the standard structure. For instance, that's the immigration area, which is an important area. You've got actual reference numbering at the sides, which is very helpful, and you also have not too many, but you do have footnotes, which are of help. It is worth reading this foreword, which is at the front of the book, which sets out what the purpose of this book is, and also these are the people who have given the specialist contributions. Obviously the other book in the series is very much the book that I do use, which is that one, the Family Court Practice, which is obviously for England and Wales. We've given it a review which is on the web, and in very short comments I'll say this is the essential work of reference for family law practitioners whose work involves international issues. Now, I've certainly had a number of cases where I'm involved in international issues, but fortunately I've never had to go to this work so far because the matters have been able to be resolved at a much earlier stage. The point I would make about this book and why it's important is because as business goes increasingly global, families as well as individuals have become more mobile more frequently, and hence the relatively new focus on the international aspect of family law, which is a very emotional one, as many will know from just looking at the television from time to time. So if you're a family law practitioner whose work has international ramifications or dimensions, this book from Jordan should be an essential purchase for you. As I say, I've used the family court practice in the past, but I suspect the jurisdiction is widening. The work builds upon and expands upon Jordan's previous title of 2008, which was a practical guide to international family law, to include all relevant and current source materials pertaining to the international elements of English law, which of course impacts on such issues as property interests, maintenance and the protection of children. That aspect, I think, is probably one that many of us are involved in. Now, also, it deals specifically with child abduction, and those are the cases I have dealt with. It's been written by a team of experienced practitioners, as I've shown, led by David Hodson, and I think the book is extremely useful for all concerned. I think it's important to note in the coverage, which is so extensive, that we can offer only a few examples of what's covered. As I say, the child abduction area is the one that I found very helpful. There are flowcharts, bullet points and checklists, not to mention the detailed table of contents, which I think makes it quite easy for the hard-pressed practitioner to find. But there are actually very substantial appendices at the back. It's logically structured as a volume as well, and basically in almost 2,000 pages it's a wealth of resources for further research apart from anything else. So here then are all the primary international family law materials in one place, if you like, incorporated. So thank you very much to Jordan's Family Law and to David Hodson and his team. It's an excellent contribution to the family law library that we have as practitioners. Thank you. Bye-bye.